Hi, I'm Colleen Bain from Enhanced Learning Skills for Kids. I can be found at www.elsforkids.com. I am a special educator and I am licensed in special ed and general ed in my state. I also have a master's in special education. But I'm here to talk to you today specifically around reading challenges. My daughter has severe dyslexia, so I've been living this for over 13 years now. She has acquired dyslexia from her brain injury, and it's been a difficult journey so far to first, when you learn that your child has difficulty being able to learn how to read, or if you do get the diagnosis that your child has dyslexia, it can be a very long, arduous journey to try and learn all about what is dyslexia, what works for dyslexia, what doesn't work for dyslexia. So as you start to go through your research, first you're going to find out kids with reading challenges, especially children with dyslexia, they lack the ability for phonological awareness, which means that they are unable to do a sound to code. So if we said the word cat, they would have a difficulty in some situations of telling you the sounds that make up that word, to be able to analyze the sounds within it, or to be able to blend different sounds together properly to make a word. And also just the code itself, the letters, the printed word, there's no connection, no automaticity in the brain. It really looks like a foreign language to them. It doesn't really mean anything. They're sort of lost. And in some cases, adults with dyslexia have found a way to compensate through all of this. And they've been able to figure it out and work around it. But nowadays, our kids don't have to. There's a lot of research out there that points to Orton-Gillingham approach as being the approach to go with. It is what's called a multisensory, structured, explicit, cumulative kind of system, so that your child is proficient in an area before they move on to the next. So the sort of foundation, building a foundation again, and then going forward from there. The problem that moms run into is when you have different options, right? So when you do your research and you find you have an Orton-Gillingham, that's the way to go. I have to get Orton-Gillingham. If your child is homeschooled, you have to try and figure out which Orton-Gillingham approach is the way to go, or you get hit with, you as mom, you can't do this because you need to be certified to be able to really do this product correctly. Same thing for public school. You have to then get in and first get your child, if your child doesn't have an IEP, you have to get your child classified, and then you have to be able to negotiate Orton-Gillingham, which program the district will even use, and then you have to negotiate the amount of time, and then you have to negotiate getting a licensed person in there to work with your child. If you are not even going that route and you try to go to learning centers that only do Orton-Gillingham, then you got to be able to get a loan for like $10,000, right? Or if you then opt to go for, I'm just going to have a tutor come to my home, then you got to find a tutor in your area that is actually licensed and certified, knows what they're doing, know what the program is, knows how to put your child through all of this. But then you got to try and pay for that time too, because that can go anywhere up to like $300 an hour for these reading specialists to work with your child. So even when you get through all of that, the top echelon, of course, is that you give all that up in a sense, and you're like, this is crazy. My child just is going to go to a special school for dyslexia, then you're paying like $20,000, or probably more like nowadays it's like $32,000 to $35,000 per child per year to have a school that's based on Orton-Gillingham. Okay, so even if you get through all of that, you've made your decisions, you know where you're sitting right now, the issue is still it's like isolation is what I call it. It's isolated. So your child goes into the public school and they sit with their reading specialist, and then they go back to a classroom like for science, and then your child can't read a word. Well, what's the chances? You're very lucky if this is the chances, but what's the chances of your science teacher walking over and telling your child about closed syllables or how to scoop? Slim to none in my experience anyway. And even if it is, then you got the issue, of course, according to Orton-Gillingham stuff, is that the science teacher isn't certified in Orton-Gillingham. The other problem you have, again, too, is when you do your learning centers or your tutors, it's still isolated. Your child's with them for that time, but then to integrate it into your child's life. So the tutor leaves, and now, you're back home with your child, and you're trying to do like board games and things like that, and your child can't even read the cards on the board game. And then you as mom don't know Orton-Gillingham. You don't know what you're supposed to do or how to properly guide your child through it so that You're sort of prompting a behavior, a modeling a behavior of Orton-Gillingham to help your child be able to move forward independently. So the great news is, as you read through this whole sales page, you're going to find out that that's what this product can do for you. It could be either side. If you want to just use this program to help your child read, you can do it. If you're already entrenched in programs and it's not appropriate to sort of pull out, you can supplement. So you find out from schools now, where are you, with this program or that program. It's Orton-Gillingham based, so it's all the same. So they may say, oh, we're on R-controlled vowels, or we're just introducing open syllables. So now your child can get on the Orton-Gillingham at home and go through open syllables, closed syllables, R-controlled vowels, and get all of the repetition that they need to ensure that they can master that before moving on. Because some of these programs will not allow the child to move on at all unless there's mastery. So your child could be sitting at the same place for a couple of years. I mean, I know that's extreme, but it could be at least a year. I mean, my child, when they were going through the beginning parts of Orton with her at school, she didn't move for like 6 months. So at that rate, right, when you find out the program and how many books are in the program, even though it's Orton-Gillingham based, it's like, forget it. She's going to be on this like through college. So you don't want that, right? It's not going to help, because kids obviously get to the point around 3rd, 4th grade. They make that transition from learning how to read and learning our language into reading to learn. And if your child's already beyond like 4th grade, then you don't really have till college, right? You want something immediate. And that's what this program can do for you. So either you're going to use it to supplement what's happening right now in your child's life as they're receiving already an Orton-Gillingham, or you can use this as Orton-Gillingham if you recognize and have been told, your child has reading challenges, they're not able to, that like either they have a language learning or they have a dyslexia, then this will come into play. And the same thing if you're homeschooling, this can be your main curriculum to help your child move forward and be able to read quickly and easily. So let me just tell you real quick what you get when you order. So when you order, what's going to show up at your doorstep is you're going to get a CD, and then you're going to also get a book that comes with everything you need. It goes through all the different things that your child's going to learn. And as you read through the sales page, you'll see the importance of all of these structured levels that your child has to go through, from phonological awareness to phonemes, graphemes, syllables, rules, all these things that make up Orton-Gillingham is on this program. And then importantly to understand too is that I'm also going to provide every family with their own headset and microphone. And the other thing too is that each of these CDs that you get, it will service 2 children. So the good news about that is that obviously if you have more than one child, great. If not, why not find one of your friends, another mom whose child is struggling with reading, and pair up and split the cost. The great thing is that this program allows the data to be portable. So if your children want to work together, say at your house, they can each be on their computers working. But if the child has to return home, on the flash drive, you can just put the little database, and keep them up to date. So it has a lot of flexibility, so it can help your child. And the other thing is, obviously, you're going to save tons of money and time, and most importantly, your child's going to learn to read quickly and easily and have fun doing it. The whole system is human voice, so it's like having that teacher right there with your child. And it's not a computer voice or anything, so that's great. The program also does an initial placement testing, so it can analyze, it's sophisticated enough to analyze whether or not your child is processing what they hear correctly, and then place them appropriately in the program. So that's all I wanted to share for right now. There is a sneak peek on the page below, so please keep reading. And, I wish you the best of luck. If you have any further questions, I want you to email my customer service director, Cheryl, CHERYL at ELSforkids.com, Cheryl at ELSforkids.com, and she'll be more than happy to set up like a 30-minute free consultation if you have further questions. You can find all that info at the bottom of the page too. Thanks for listening and good luck with this product. I can't wait to hear all of your feedback.